It has been, by any measure, one of the most sprawling and deeply personal hip-hop beefs in recent memory. But at the center of it, the claim that King Harris's bankrupting T.I. is 50 Cent's masterwork of trolling. Not journalism, not fact, not investigation. It's entertainment disguised as commentary wielded by a man who once wrote, "To entertain is to provoke emotions. Love me or hate me, it's cool. Just care enough to feel some kind of way." That's how you know 50 Cent won, even if the story itself wasn't exactly. 50 Cent has once again publicly taken aim at T Music following the ongoing situation involving King Harris, who reportedly asked his father for $100,000 music and referred to him as his bank. The situation has quickly been turned into viral commentary, with the internet reigniting debates about T's family and music finances. As tensions continue to rise, a new wave of drama seems to be building across social media, with the feud escalating once again. Music. And with rumors of a 50C documentary project gaining momentum, it feels like this story is only getting started. It started as most things do in 2026 with a clip going viral, Music. King Harris, the 21-year-old son of T.I., and Tameka Tiny Harris, appeared online discussing how he approaches his father for money. Not pocket change, not lunch money, but $100,000. The clip circulated everywhere, and the framing was immediate. T's son was out here demanding six figures, music, from his dad, like it was nothing. King's exact words were that he goes to his father for investments and that he doesn't have to go to a bank because he can go to T.I. instead. Now, on paper, there's nothing unusual about a wealthy music parent funding a child's business ventures. Happens in every tax bracket that can afford it. But the internet doesn't live on paper. Music. The internet lives on clips, captions, and context, stripped clean. And the moment that clip music hit timelines, people ran with the narrative. King Harris is bleeding tied dry. Enter 50 Cent. Curtis Jackson Music has made a second career, maybe even a third, out of trolling people at the exact moment they're most vulnerable. He's done it to Ja Rule Music for 2 decades. He did it to Diddy's son, Christian King Combs, earlier this year. And when the King Harris 100K clip went viral, 50 did not let the moment pass. He posted about it, cracked jokes, music about T.Y.'s finances, and essentially painted the picture that King was single-handedly bankrupting the man who once called himself the king of music, the South. This wasn't a random shot. 50 Cent and T.I. have been going at each other for months, and the beef had already escalated far beyond rap bars, music, and Instagram captions. It involved diss tracks, family members, and some of the most personal attacks either music man has ever thrown publicly. So the 100K story was just gasoline on an already raging fire. But let's back up, because to understand why 50 Cent seized on this moment, also you have to understand the full scope of what's been happening between these two rap titans and why T.I.'s finances have been a pressure point long before his son ever asked for $1. The 2026 feud between 50 Cent and T.I. didn't materialize out of thin air. These are two men who rose to prominence during the same golden era of mid-2000s hip-hop, operating from different coasts of the rap world, but occasionally crossing paths in that tense, competitive way that rap legends tend to do. For years, the tensions simmered beneath surface-level respect. Both men had bigger problems. Ty was dealing with legal troubles, prison music stints, and building a media empire alongside Tiny. 50 was conquering television with the Power franchise, expanding his business portfolio, and maintaining his reputation as hip-hop's most relentless troll. They didn't need each other as enemies, music, but 2026 changed everything. Early in the year, something, a comment, a sub-tweet, an interview answer that landed wrong cracked the piece wide open. 2 decades after carving out decorated legacies inside rap's pantheon, 50 and Tip found themselves embroiled in an unlikely blockbuster feud to open 2026. The specifics of who said what first became irrelevant almost immediately because the escalation was breathtaking in its speed. Ty went straight to the studio. While most modern rap beefs play out entirely on social media in posts, memes, and comment sections, T.I. took the old-school route. T.I. was dragging his beef with 50 Cent straight into the studio, recording diss tracks and dropping them in rapid succession. He wasn't just throwing punches, he was throwing haymakers. Calling 50 a 5-0 dispatcher, essentially branding him a snitch, and mocking him as a keyboard warrior who talked tough online but wouldn't say it in person. But 50 Cent doesn't fight battles with music anymore. He fights battles with content, with memes, with perfectly timed Instagram posts that make his opponents look foolish to millions of followers. That dynamic, dropping bars, and 50 dropping memes defined the opening rounds of the conflict. And it was 50's trolling strategy that made the beef truly dangerous, because it didn't just target Ty, it targeted everyone around him. That's where the real damage happens. Music. And that strategy was about to pull Ty's entire family into the crossfire. The moment 50 Cent shifted his crosshairs from T.I. to Tiny Harris, music, the entire complexion of the beef changed. It was no longer two rappers trading shots. It became something far more volatile, far more emotional, and far more personal. 50 Cent shared a controversial photo of Ty's wife, Tiny Harris, performing on his Instagram, captioning it with a warning for Ty to keep his name out of his mouth. Now, in the ecosystem of rap beefs, posting someone's wife is a declaration of all-out war. It says, "I don't care about boundaries, I don't care about respect. This is scorched earth." King Harris saw that post and responded immediately. King Harris joined the T.I. and 50 Cent feud on Sunday, February 22nd. After the mogul shared a forewarned Instagram post to T.I. with a photo of Tip's wife, King commented under 50's post, asking where his mama was, a reference to 50 Cent's late mother, Sabrina Jackson, who passed away when 50 was just 8 years old. From there, it devolved rapidly. King Harris urged the candy shop rapper to post a photo of his late mother and doubled down, telling him to leave Tiny out of the back and forth. He posted an image of a tombstone to his Instagram stories. He shared what appeared to be a photo of 50 Cent's mother's gravesite. The 21-year-old was swinging with everything he had, matching 50 Cent's venom ounce for ounce, dragging the deceased into a dispute that had started over rap. 50 fired back by attacking the family further. He took to Instagram to take several more shots at the trap pioneer and his loved ones, while simultaneously promoting his Broadway production, captioning a post about the 2026 revival of August Wilson's Joe Turner's Come and Gone with language mocking T.I.'s children. He wove his insults into his business promotions, a signature move that allowed him to troll and advertise at the same time. King Harris wasn't content to just go back and forth on Instagram either. The 21-year-old son of T.I. released diss tracks targeting 50 Cent, dropping at least 3 separate records aimed at the Gannett founder. The bars were personal, venomous, and designed to cut deep. He brought up 50 Cent's 2000 shooting, his strained relationship with his oldest son Maris, his failed romantic pursuits, and more. One track even became its own viral moment. Ty himself watched his son step into the ring music, and he was proud. Tiny Harris brushed off 50 Cent's jab during an interview on The Breakfast Club and praised her sons King and Domani for defending her. The family was standing united, presenting a front that said they would not be bullied or humiliated. Yet they were feeding 50 Cent exactly what he wanted: more content, more reactions, more ammunition for his next post. And that's the paradox of fighting 50 Cent. Every response becomes material. Every emotional outburst becomes a meme. Every family member who jumps in becomes a new target. King Harris's feud with 50 marks the mogul's second with a rapper's son, following his 2026 feud with Diddy's son, Christian King Combs. 50 had already practiced this playbook. Music. He knew exactly how to handle a young man who felt compelled to defend his family name. To understand why 50 Cent's trolling about King Harris bankrupting Ty hit so hard, you need to understand that T's financial history has not been the smooth upward trajectory that his music career might suggest. The money has come, but the money has also gone. And the public record tells a complicated story. Ty is an American rapper, actor, songwriter, producer, entrepreneur, record executive, and author who has a net worth of $30 million. That number, according to Celebrity Net Worth, is a combined figure with his wife, Tiny. It includes the massive $71 million judgment they won in court in September 2024. On the surface, that looks like a man who's doing just fine, but the surface doesn't tell you about the holes. In 2015, T.I. owed the IRS roughly $4.5 million in taxes. From the years 2012 to 2013, federal liens were filed. The couple scrambled to settle. The win of $71 million is huge for the couple who have only paid roughly $1 million off of that pesky $4. A $5 million IRS bill. The IRS doesn't forget, and it doesn't forgive quietly. Then it happened again. The rapper owed $3,835,124.50 for 2021 and $2,142,360.73 music for 2022, bringing his debt to a total of $2,525,873.18. Music. A brand new tax lien filed in June 2024, just months before the big MGA Entertainment lawsuit victory. The timing was almost poetic. A man drowning in tax debts suddenly saved by a courtroom windfall. Music T.I. and wife Tiny Harris won $71 million in a lawsuit claiming MGA's OMG Dolls copied the likeness of the now-defunct OMG Girls pop group. The case centered on the argument that MGA Entertainment's LOL-OMG Dolls were copying the look and likeness of the OMG Girls, a girl group featuring T and Tiny's stepdaughter Zonique, and managed by the couple. The $71 million included both actual and punitive damages. Music. But here's the thing about lawsuits. Winning a judgment and collecting a judgment are two very different things. Appeals, music, happen. Settlements get negotiated down. Legal fees take their cut. And even if every dollar eventually arrives, there were years where T.I.'s financial situation was genuinely precarious. He was for extended periods a wealthy man on paper who owed millions. In reality, the couple has had some significant issues with money over the past several years. The money issues also affected the marriage, as Tiny filed for divorce in December 2016. Music citing parenting issues. They reconciled before proceedings moved forward, but the financial strain was real and documented. 50 Cent knows this history. Everybody who pays attention to hip-hop knows this history. So, when King Harris appeared on camera talking about going to his father for $100,000 investments instead of going to a bank, it wasn't just a soundbite. It was a target painted on Ty's back. Because the subtext that the internet immediately ran with was simple. A man who has spent a decade fighting off IRS liens and tax debts is now functioning as a personal bank for his 21-year-old son. Music. Whether that's fair or accurate is almost beside the point. Perception in the arena of social media is reality, and the perception was devastating. King Harris has never been a quiet figure. Born Clifford Joseph Harris III, named directly after his father, he's been in the public eye since he was a child, growing up in the spotlight on T.I., music, and Tiny, the family hustle. King is no stranger to public attention. All the VH1 reality show that ran from 2011 to 2017 turned the Harris family into a household name, and King, always the most spirited of the bunch, became one of its most memorable characters. Music. As he grew older, King leaned into social media with an intensity that sometimes worried his parents, music, and frequently entertained the internet. He went live at the wrong times. He got into confrontations that went viral. He cultivated a persona that was equal parts street and celebrity kid, which placed him in a strange position. Too famous to be anonymous and too young to fully understand the consequences of every post. For King, the viral moments that keep him in the headlines aren't calculated stunts. Music. They are just raw, real-life situations caught on camera. That's what he told The Morning Hustle in a recent interview, or one where he tried to set the record straight about his image, his relationship with his parents, and most importantly, the 100,000 conversation, shutting down rumors that he simply demanded $100,000 from his father, Ty. King explained his real approach to wealth. According to King, he doesn't go to TI for handouts. He pitches business plans. He brings his father investment proposals. And TI evaluates them the way any investor would, looking at the plan, the numbers, the potential. The distinction King was drawing is significant. Music. He wasn't asking for $100,000 to spend. He was asking for $100,000 to invest. I only go to him for investments. I don't have to go to the bank. I go music to him. That's the full context of what King said. The clip that went viral stripped that context bare and left the public with the image of a spoiled celebrity kid demanding money from his dad. But the full picture is more nuanced. He doesn't ask for handouts. He pitches solid business plans. King also spoke about choosing to attend public school and spending time living with his grandmother while his parents traveled for work, building what he described as a relatable foundation. He learned early on that money must be earned, keeping him connected to the community. With his new project, OGYN, recently dropping, King is ready to build his own empire. He's pursuing music, business ventures, and his own brand of internet celebrity. By 2024, Harris's endeavors in music, television, and business have collectively contributed to a net worth of $2 million.